What is going on, everyone? All right, let's get this all situated. Hopefully the mic will be on. You can hear me loud and clear. Oh, got this massage machine on my back, on my shoulder blades back there. For anyone that's watching this later, so what's going on, amigo? First one here. Got two people in. Thought I'd do a little lunch break, a little live chat, see how everybody's doing. I got this massage machine on my back, so in case you're wondering, that's what that is. Hope you're doing good. I'm gonna give it a minute or two and then I'll start yapping away. So, just some things I've been seeing and wanted to talk about. Just some of my thoughts and just let me know if you can hear me. Hi Marie00, how you doing? First one to make a comment. I appreciate you. Can you hear me loud and clear? Let me know 5x5. Got the microphone right here, so you should be able to hear me loud and clear. If the music's too loud, let me know. I will turn it down a bit. And I'm getting notifications from other platforms. No, thank you. All right, so a couple things I want to just talk about, and that is just the ever changing. Right, you're good. Okay, appreciate you. Thank you. The other thing that I wanted to say that I noticed that transition of, me getting older, me seeing the new generation, and then just thoughts about what he said. Hey, awkward, how you doing? 20-minute, 30-minute chat, lunch break. So I thought, why not? But accepting the change, right? Audio is good, awesome. East Texas outlet laws, welcome. But I was thinking this. I'm gonna try to project this as best as I can. Back when I was young, living back at home with grandparents or whatever, and I can only imagine what he sees is what I'm seeing now, and that is just the transition of the transition of that next generation, right? And how when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, how I was like, oh man, this is cool. This is, things we have. Afternoon, in between prepping. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But I was thinking to myself how everything is acceptable as long as you're on the right side, right? If you're on the receiving end of these things benefit me because of my age, I'm young, I'm going out, condos downtown, this is so cool, all this, right? To his generation, the older generation, not so cool, right? Now it's transitioning to me as me being a young grandpa. I'm on the back end of my years of working, getting close to retirement, that I can go on and do something else, right? Or work part time, whatever, because I put in the time and the years. That now I see the transition of things that I grew up with, right? In the city, places, events, building structures. I'm like, oh, I remember this and that. And as you see those things go away, get demolished, closed down, shut down, for whatever reason, right? To make room for the new generation. It's only until it's your generation, meaning the next generation, that sees all these cool events, places coming up, knocking down the old structures, which is your history and his history and so forth, then it's not cool anymore. And I can only imagine for like my kids, the things that they see, the things that they grow up with, right? That it doesn't affect them, it doesn't bother them. It's acceptable until it's not. Meaning, as they get older and they start to see the things that they saw or that were developed during their young youth growing up, when that starts to be demolished and go away, then it affects them, right? It matters then. And part of this is accepting progress, right? This is progress. This is changes, right? And you can apply this to anything you want, right? If it's preparedness, if it's, gun laws, if it's the area you live in, is that you realizing that you accepting, you don't have to like it, but you accepting this is progress. And it is the new generation, and I'm there now. Like there's a lot of things I don't like, there's a lot of things I don't agree with, I don't want to see go away, but evolution, progress, it's coming, it's here, it'll pass. And it doesn't matter to the previous or to the generation that's coming up right behind me or that's right there, and then the next generation. It won't matter to them until they're in my shoes. Now that I'm like in his shoes, my grandfather, that I can now say, that I can just shake my head at and say, God dang, it matters, right? Accepting it is part of the process. Accepting it means I'm transitioning to his place. And my place is to now kind of be on the sidelines watching this all. Hey wizard, what's going on? No knife throwing today. Just kidding. I'm supposed to get another knife in later. But I think that that's part of growth, right? That's part of accepting. Just like YouTube, right? I've been here for a long time. A lot of people that have come in after me haven't put in the time. Blew up. Big as shit now, right? Or somewhat, right? The question is, are they in it for the long run? Are they going to stick around for the long years? You know, I've been able to pace myself because I've been accepting. Hey, what's up, Arkansas? Why is I think some of what's being called progress. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it's like it's affecting us all, Arkansas. It's one of those where like you can say to hell high water, ain't gonna do it, not gonna do it, hold your guns. But progress doesn't, it doesn't matter who you are, what color, what area you grew up in. It doesn't matter how many pew pews you have. It doesn't matter who you were. Progress is coming, right? Progress demolishes all, anything in its path. Progress will overtake that. Adapt and change, accepting progress to what for, accepting it for what it is, right? Not that you have to accept it like, oh, I agree, fine, I'll change, I'll adapt to this new generation. Their time will come, right? Their generation, as they get older, that following generation that comes in behind them, they will also say, shit, this is what it was like when I was like, yeah, change, yeah, progressiveness, it's progress, And how many friends do I know or have? They're like, I ain't changing, I ain't adapting, I don't accept that. And I'm like, you adapt and change is what you do. Hey, Carl. Hey, California. Hey, Prepper. Got a long one there. Yeah, so, but those are some thoughts I've been having. Just watching everything, watching YouTube channels, watching the progress in my area, the progress that I've gone through with my grandfather. I'm getting a massage here, y'all. If y'all can see that massage machine back there, I'm getting it right on my shoulder blades, where it's like just getting all those knots out. I'm like, oh. And that's why, of course, it's been cold and I haven't been able to come out here and do morning chats. I thought, let me just do one for 20 minutes or so. I can do that. Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like you can accept it, make the best of it, progress into the transition of it. Not saying you have to like it, but you progress into it so that you can adapt and continue to play, still stay in this game. You got a lot of people here, man. For me, it's a lot of eight, 10 people is a lot of people. So yeah. End of the week, the month's almost over. Can you believe it? I've been waiting for that whole winter weather here in Texas that hasn't hit. Knock on wood that we don't get it next month. If we can get past next month here in Texas, by March we'll be good. Every once in a while, usually around March, spring break, it tends to be cool. But if we can get past February for Texas, we'll be fine. A lot of people are still moving here to the central Texas area. Hey, in between, yeah, a lot of people here. Man, let's give a shout out to everybody that's on here. So I'm gonna go downward to go back up. We got JH556, Awkward Texan, in between prepping, Arkansas living, California A prepper. um, Maria 00 double lot buck. In between, I think I saw a wizard here earlier, right? The wizard. So yeah, but everything's been going good. Um, Seeing how all this plays out, guys, and being part of this whole YouTube and you guys out there live, you can still live in life you choose. If you can afford it, do it. Not saying materialistic, but move wherever you want to. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is you want to simplify your life. Granbury, Texas in the house. The Z Show. Welcome. Um, yeah, still here, Bubba. All right. You're the only one that calls me Bubba. I have a cousin that's actually we call him Bubba growing up. Big dude, always been big. If you put me next to him, I'd be skinny Willie to you. But yeah, no offense on it. So I may seem big in the head, but I'm pretty slender. So yeah, yeah. This weekend, things are coming to a close. Hopefully, fingers crossed on my grandfather's estate and stuff. I'm getting close to that. There's light at the end of the tunnel, so that'll be a big accomplishment for me just to be able to. It'll be sad, but it'll also be a relief off my shoulders to be able to just put some closure and move on. And I have plans in the works for my life and to better myself, me and my wife, and things that I want to do and get and take some vacations and put a little nest egg aside. Things like that. Skinny, meanie, Nini Octar. No, no, it's okay, Wiz. You can call me Bubba. No, no offense. Hey, Marie. Yeah, but how's everybody doing out there? Let me ask you now. How are you doing? Act like you're right across from me. Just look, we're at the table chilling. So, any big plans today for anybody? Anybody doing anything this weekend? How's the weather? I always want to reach over here, but then if I do this, my thumb gets in the way. So if I pinch up or swipe up. As for me, while y'all are responding, no big plans. I got my grandson coming in today. I can't wait. For you guys that have been here for a while, Wyatt, he makes his little guest appearance every once in a while. So I love that boy. He's my little gringo. Brings so much joy to my life. And I'm glad I'm able to be young enough to be a grandpa at this age to him and see him grow up and run around. So that's always a blessing. And the other thing is like make use of your time, Groovy Bubba. Just working and researching as usual. Okay. Yeah, a lot of us are working from home. Speaking of the job market, I don't think that I just think the job market has just changed, man, for everyone. Fixing to fix the range post. Okay, that'll be good to get outside. Do some manual work, get some fresh air. In fact, I went for a walk earlier. I took a walk back on the trail and stuff, and just get some air and breathe and just get out of the house. Yeah, grandpas are the best. Yeah, this guy was, man, just a blessing to my life. Still a blessing. Trying to get some work done with a toddler in the back seat. Oh man, you must be on the road traveling, Arkansas. Fixing, I say groovy. Yeah, but the workforce has changed. It seems like there's so many people hiring that the job market is there. If you want to work, if you want to change careers, now would be the time. If you've been looking for that opportunity to get with the company, to get with just do something different, now would be the time. I know for teachers, they're even like waiving like the 30 hours of like of college hours that you need to be a substitute teacher. Like they're waiving that. They're asking parents to drive buses, to volunteer, whatever they can do. I think they're even giving teachers like every other Friday off to make it a 3-day weekend, just like an incentive. Some of the schools are even getting a little nifty on as far as the contracts go, saying if you quit in the middle of the semester, they penalize you. So that's keeping a lot of them home. I mean, home, keeping a lot of them to finish out the year. Let's see, homesick with sinus infection. So happy I caught you alive. Oh, okay. Sorry about the sinus infection. That's another reason why I haven't been doing videos out here too, just because I don't want to get sick. I've been just trying to stay in. Yesterday I was out here burning some wood and some tree limbs just to get the yard cleaned up for my grandson. But yeah, I've been staying inside, staying warm, socks. Got the heater right in front of me, breathing in the hot air to my throat. So now we're a couple of hours from home working on the water system. Okay, that's good. Arkansas. Speaking of your little kid in the back seat or whatever, spend as much time as you can. If you can take them with you, get them out of the house. They're gonna have those memories. Um, you might not be thinking of it or you might not realize it, but you are creating memories for that child as they get older. I don't know how many times we went to my grandfather's painting site where he was painting houses and stuff. On the weekends, my grandmother would say, "Come, let's go take Grandpa some food," and we'd stop at Church's Chicken, get some, box of chicken, chicken biscuits and gravy and corn and all that, and we would take it to the job site, and I'd look around and just smell the paint and all that, and I was like, I still remember that as a kid. Your little boy is so cute. Yeah, I've never seen your little boy. Make those memories, make it's the little moments that you spend with your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, um, you know, even if they're cousins, whatever, that you make those memories because those moments will pass. And to me, it's like you're valuing the time that you do have to make those memories, right? Don't waste them. I'm always trying to put out some positive content, guys. So every once in a while, I'll put a little post out or something. But um, be positive in other people's lives too. That's another thing is to be constructive in a positive way because you don't realize some of the teachings or lessons that you're giving them is a blessing in itself. You just don't realize it or they don't realize it. My niece that was living at my grandfather's, she had just moved out last week and we had been up and down with the dog, what to do with them. She took one, she couldn't take the other. And I mean, we've been on such an emotional high with my grandfather that she came by the other day and I told her, I said, don't lose contact. I said, you're my favorite niece. I think I spend the most time with you, especially because you've been at grandpa's. And I said, everything I did were just life lessons, making you pay rent, being responsible, teaching you things, getting you prepared for the next chapter. Now, we're talking about this, and I can see that she's getting emotional. I get emotional. I'm an emotional kind of guy. I have a kind-hearted. That we shared some tears and we gave each other hugs, and I said, this has been an emotional ride journey with this guy. And now we're closing out these last little baby steps, these chapters of him, his house, his estate, the dogs. That's emotional. You get tied to dogs, and I couldn't take one in. I mean, I'm dealing with too much stuff with his stuff, and then I got to get my house in order, and I'm like, getting my yard cleaned up. Hey, brother, welcome, Bizza Rizza Jizza. That you realize, like, I just don't have time for a dog in my life right now. There's some trips I want to plan this year. Some things I want to take care of and get things set up for a better future. Hopefully, God willing. Um, and I think losing a friend, Bizza, our friend Midas right there. I think losing a good friend of mine, of ours, has just reminded me that life is short. And if you don't make these moments count, if you don't count your blessings, if you don't make do with what the time you do have, the ability to do things while you're still physical able to, it'll pass you up just like that. If you don't get your affairs in order and stuff, people will have a shit ton of work to do afterwards for you. So do what you can now. Make use of your time. Lucky most of the nieces and nephews are still they still want to hang. That's good. That's good. I bet that they have a blessing. Wyatt was telling my wife, he's like, I want to go to Nana's house, and it's like, what about Grandpa's house, Papa's house? He calls me Papa, but to if you have kids, Bizza, enjoy that time, man. Take them camping, take them out, do things. I always tell my kids, I will always make time for you. As long as I'm not busy, I will sometimes I would just stop what I'm doing, like, hey, I already had these things planned, but I'll work around your schedule. Because that's what dads do, right? Hey, Erica, so I hope you're enjoying it. What's up? Yep. Lost one of my friends last. Yeah, it's tough. And I still think about that, And the other day I had my emotional moment just thinking about Grandpa and thinking about, Midas and just things now. And I can't believe how, yeah, it goes fast. When the kids are young, you lose a lot of patience because you lose sleep. You're frustrated, right? You can't do things for yourself. You can't be selfish. Things that you want to buy, or places you want to go out to concerts. You can't do those things when you have kids, right? You sacrifice all those things now once you have a kid that they didn't ask to be brought into this world. You brought them in there, however that was, with the partner, not partner, divorce, whatever. You brought them in, right? And so we have to, as parents, we have to be responsible and say, I'm willing to alter my life and put my life on hold for you, kid. you know? And then we're like, I can't wait for this kid to feed himself. I can't wait for them to start doing this and that. Before you know it, they're doing stuff. They're going out with their friends. They're teenagers. They're a pain in your ass. They want a car. Got to put them on the insurance. They want this. They want that. Things are expensive, right? I'm on the back end of that now. My kids are grown up. Now I got grandkids. I got time. I got a little extra money to spend on them. So I'm enjoying these times. I'm appreciative of the time when they're young. You don't appreciate them as much when you're the parent, but once you're the grandparent, you realize how fast that goes, right? Back had a phone. Okay, no problem. Awkward. Welcome back. But you don't realize how fast time goes. I'm just so happy because I raised them and all my by myself and taught them about God. Yeah, and that's something that you can't buy that. You can't learn it in school. It's just life lessons. And the greatest accomplishment for me when it comes to my kids is when they say, I get it. I finally get it. I understand what you meant. I'm like, yes. Like, try to tell you. But when they say, I get it now. I understand. You're right. I didn't see it because you don't, right? You don't know what you don't know in life is what I've always said. But yeah, make your time count with your kids because it'll pass. And always tell them that you love them. Anytime I got after my kids, I always said, look, you'll you'll understand later, but just know that I always love you. I'd always have to come back with that. After I chewed their asses out and they were like mad at me, they were in the room, but like, look, I'm doing it for your own good. You don't understand it. I know you think I'm a hard ass, but I love you. And one day you're gonna realize that I'd said it for the right reasons, that I meant well, and they do. They get it. So yeah. Oh man, this massage thing is so good. I actually want to go get a massage on the massage table and just have somebody just knot out those knots in my back. So with COVID and all that stuff, I've been like, eh. First, my daughter used to work at one. She always said, get the very first appointment because the tables are clean. My dad was a hard ass. There's being a hard ass but having a good heart versus just being a mean SOB hard ass and be like, man, my dad used to whoop my ass. Hey, Slingshot Warrior, welcome. Brother, I keep missing your live streams. And sometimes, Slingshot, sometimes when I comment on your things, I don't think you see my comment. Like, I'll jump in and like, hey, and I'm like, but your channel's growing, so I guess you must be getting big shot there. So get yourself a petty too. I have never had one of those Bizza, and I hear that they're like awesome. You and not just you, but other people. My grandfather got one. My mom took him, and he loved it. So I'm about to try that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about people touching my toes and cutting. Like my feet are not nasty, but I'm like it's a little sensitive area. I don't know. Hold on. Sorry. Didn't mean to spit like that. It's life changing. Yeah, I bet. Especially when you're on your feet all day, right? Pizza like you. Men do get petties. Yeah, I did not. I wasn't aware that it was that popular. So, not that I'm a man's man, but just My grandfather never got one. He only got one because my mom took him. I love him, but he used to be. Pa- Ooh, talk about paddles. My grandmother had like this pizza paddle, uh, uh, or like a stick, man, and the belt, leather belts. I used to get my ass whooped, man. I used to try to run through that door where she's like swinging and shit. I've had my fair share, but it gave me structure and gave me discipline. So I was always afraid to get an ass whooping from her. And then, of course, when I got to teenage years, it was like I outgrew those, and she stopped giving them. So, let's see what time it is. Yeah, just another minute or two, and then I gotta go. Got the dogs barking all over. Yeah, the best thing you can do. Let me close this out. The best thing you can do as a parent is that you make sure that you, whatever your lessons are in life, that they carry on to the next. Meaning, they carry on through your kids' life and on to the grandkids. That is the best life lessons I can tell you as a parent and grandparent. Make sure that your lessons carry on to the next life. Not just your kids, but that next generation. That is the best advice I can tell you. Somebody made a comment. I probably earned most of it. Same here, Heather. I probably earned more than half of my beatings. So, taking care of your feet or entropy. Wizard. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I want you to take care of yourself. Have a blessed day. Stay positive. Don't let the shitty people shit all over your day. Stay around positive people. Be uplifting. We're not all gonna like each other, but we got to keep living. We got to keep pushing. Do your part. Sprinkle flowers where you can. Be positive. Yes, hopefully someday I'll at least one. Yeah, hopefully it's a bust. And if not, find a grandkid you can just bless and say, I'm gonna call you my grandkid. So, you guys have a blessed one as always. Red, stay blessed. All right, Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Bless you all. Love you all. Adios. Right out.